Alright, so before we get into this video, I just want to say prayers up for Knicks fans. Nothing happened, they're just Knicks fans. Alright, so for this video, we're going to be ranking the top 10 power forwards this season. As always, this has nothing to do with the record of the team, it's just how they're doing statistically and their overall feeling on the court. So let's get into the honorable mentions, and the first one is Aaron Gordon. And I honestly thought ever since the 2016 dunk contest, Aaron Gordon would turn out to be an all-star player, but ever since then, he hasn't really done anything with his career, which is kind of harsh, but it's true. I thought he would be at an all-star level at least by now, but I guess it's pretty apparent that's not gonna happen. But Gordon, if you happen to surprise me again in this year's dunk contest, I'll definitely take that back. Next up, we got Bam Adebayo, and I really wanted to put him in the top 10, but there are definitely other power forwards that are a lot better than him. And I'm honestly surprised how good of a passer Bam is. He can get you a triple-double here and there, while other power forwards, they can only get you like 3 assists a game. Let's hope after this season he'll get to the all-star level, and I definitely do think he will if he keeps on developing as he has, because he's a unique power forward compared to others. Next up, we got Jaren Jackson Jr., and I honestly expected him to break out since, last season he had he had a really good season in his rookie season, and he even got a 40-point game, which I didn't expect, and I thought he would be at an all-star level at this point. I do think he will be an all-star eventually, and he's got a rough way to go, being on Memphis, and he's with Ja Morant, which, let's be real, he's going to be the star of the team, while Jaren Jackson probably will be their second unit, but I still think he'll have a solid career. He can get you 17 a game, which are solid numbers, and but he has to improve on his rebounding since he is a power forward and he can only get you like 5 rebounds a game, and those are gotta go up since he's their big man. And our final honorable mention is, wait for it,
Kevin Love.
The Cavs should have traded this man. They should go full rebuild mode. Love's potential is being wasted there. He's on a bad Cavaliers team and is probably gonna stay there for a lot longer. Anyways, Kevin Love's always been a pretty good scorer. He can get you at 18 a game, but I'm still waiting for him to go back to his old Timberwolves days. Rebounding, he can get you about 10 a game, which are standard power forward stats. And like everyone knows, he's always been a good 3-point shooter, and I hope he keeps it up, and I want to see him once again go back to his old Timberwolves days and get like 30 points and 20 rebounds a game. Seriously, with LeBron out, I really expected him to go back to how he used to play, but that's clearly not the case, and I don't think we'll ever get to see the old Kevin Love again, unless he does get traded to a contender or something. Alright, so let's get into the top 10, and the first one is Domantas Sabonis. And Sabonis, he's really made his game a lot better. He's actually an all-star this season. Even though he is just a reserve, that's still saying a lot since a lot of people did get snubbed, and he's one that didn't get snubbed. Even though I do think there are some players that deserve it more than him, I can't deny the fact that he's taken his game to the next level. And he's actually a pretty good passer. He's actually gotten 2 triple-doubles this season, which he's never had before in his career. And I bet Oklahoma really regrets trading him now, because as soon as they traded him for Paul George, he literally developed into a much better player. And we all know that Paul George trade didn't turn out because of... Next up, at number 9, we got LaMarcus Aldridge. And here's another player I wish got traded at the deadline, along with his teammate DeMar DeRozan, because I don't think the Spurs are gonna make the playoffs. They're now worse than the Blazers in the standings. And even though both of those teams might miss the playoffs, I still think that DeRozan and Aldridge should have been traded. But the Spurs, they should go in because this team isn't gonna do anything in the playoffs. Alright, so Aldridge, he can get you about 19 a game, and his 3-point shooting is actually really good this year. He's shooting 41%, which he's never shot before. He can also get you about 7 rebounds a game and also almost 2 blocks a game as well. And his defense has always been good, but like I said, if he doesn't get traded, he's not going to do anything, and his talent's just going to be wasted on the Spurs. Up at number 8, we got Kristaps Porzingis, and I really wanted to put him higher on the list, but you know what hurts his case is that when Luka's playing, he doesn't really play good. He plays like 15 points a game or 17 points a game, but as soon as Luka comes off the court, he turns into Porzingod. He's got to stay consistent, you know, like you can't just be a worse player when your best player on the team comes on. And I know this isn't the case, but this might be the fact that Luka, he might be the problem, and that's why Kristaps isn't playing as good when he's on the court. It's sort of like with other players on other teams. And no, I'm not going to make another Carmelo joke. Alright, so Kristaps, he can get you 18 a game, and he'll also get you 9 rebounds, and he'll get you basically 2 blocks a game. But what everyone wants to see is a New York Knicks Kristaps when he got like 25, 12, and 3 blocks a game. Next up, we got Julius Randle. Oh boy. This is the New York Knicks' Kevin Durant. Seriously though, he is a solid power forward. He can get you about 19 a game. He can also get you about 9.5 rebounds, but he's not that good of a defender actually. He gets you under a block a game and can barely get you a steal a game as well. And like we all know, power forwards, they're expected to be good defenders, and that's one thing Julius Randle has really got to improve on. And once again, prayers up for Knicks fans because this is their Kevin Durant. One thing I will say, Knicks fans, if you want to be Nets fans, I give you permission because I would be a bandwagon too if I were born in New York. At number 6, we got Montrezl Harrell. And remember in my top 10 shooting guards video when I said that Lou Williams should be starting over Patrick Beverley? Well, I realized that the reason they got him coming off the bench is because if he started, there would be way too much star power on the starting lineup, and there would be way too much passing going around, and you know, it wouldn't really work out. Also, it means that when the bench players come in, Lou Williams, he can pretty much destroy every bench player from the other team. The same thing goes for Montrezl Harrell here, since, you know, Zubac, he's obviously not as good as Harrell, and you know, once again, if he were to start over him, there'd be way too much star power on the starting lineup. And you know, this experiment's working so far. You know, the Clippers, they're the 2nd seed in the Western Conference, and they did eventually get it together after a slow start to this season. Harrell can get you 19 points a game with also 7 rebounds, but then he's a good defender as always. You know, he'll get you a block a game, and you know, he's a good player all around. He is undersized for his position, but his strength really does make up for that. But like Lou Williams, you know, Paul George and Kawhi Leonard, they are kind of slowing him down because he was doing a lot better last season. And that was mainly because he was starting, but still. Next up, we got Danilo Gallinari, and there's another reason why the Thunder are doing as good as they are right now. And Gallinari is, in my opinion, the most underrated player in the league. Because for his entire career, besides his first season, he's always averaged pretty much 15 points a game. And you know, because of him, Chris Paul, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, the Thunder are going to make the playoffs. Gallinari can get you about 19 a game along with 6 rebounds, but he's a terrible defender. I'm just being honest, his defense is awful for a power forward. His steals and blocks numbers are really low for his position, and those gotta go up. And okay, I take back about being a terrible defender, but you know, he's definitely gotta improve. Alright, so now we're getting into the real All-Stars, and with number 4 we got Jason Tatum. And Tatum's always been a good player since his rookie season. You know, he can get you about 22 a game along with 7 rebounds and 3 assists, and you know, his defense is actually pretty good. He can get you a steal and a block per game. And you know, this will be his first season as an all-star, and let's hope this continues, since you know, in the future he's definitely going to be an MVP candidate. And I would much rather have him as Rookie of the Year in his rookie season over the reigning Rookie of the Year. His scoring would be a lot better, I bet, if there wasn't a lot of star power on the team. Like, they got Gordon Hayward, Jaylen Brown, Kemba Walker on the Celtics, and you know, that's a lot of star power on one team. Alright, and number 3 goes to Pascal Siakam. Kawhi Leonard leaving the Raptors was just what he needed because he went from 16 a game to 23 a game. And I do admit, ever since he got injured, he has slowed down a bit, but you know, that's definitely not stopping because he's still getting like 25 or 23 a game. Siakam can also get you about 7 rebounds and 1 block and 1 steal a game, and you know, his defense has always been good and it's actually improved since last season. And the Raptors are the most slept on team in the league since, you know, they're on a 13-game winning streak, and is anyone talking about it? No. And I'm glad the Raptors didn't trade Pascal Siakam for Russell Westbrook and Paul George, because that duo would be no different from how it was on the Thunder. If anything, it would have been worse, honestly. Number 2 goes to Anthony Davis. One of the main reasons the Lakers are the first seed in the Western Conference. You know, he's an incredible defender, will get you 27 points a game. He'll also get you 9 rebounds along with 1.5 steals and nearly 2.5 blocks a game. And you know, Anthony Davis, when he went to the Lakers, I thought his stats would go down slightly, you know, playing with LeBron and all, but that's certainly not the case because he's doing better than last season. Well, that might be due to the fact that, you know, when he requested a trade from the Pelicans and, you know, when he started playing after that, he didn't really try at all and he was on a minutes restriction as well, but still he is doing better than before, and being with LeBron has certainly made him a better player. Not much has to be said here, so let's just go on to number 1. And number 1 is a no shocker, it's Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Bucks have only won 7 games up to this point, and that's insane. And even when Giannis isn't playing, they still win most of those games. Giannis is also averaging 30 points and 13 rebounds, which is insanity. He's also always been a great defender, you know, getting 1 steal and 1 block a game. And I feel like a lot of people forget that he's 6'11" just because of how fast and athletic he is. Because how many other 7-footers are as athletic as he is? Well, besides Kevin Durant, of course. And Giannis, he's making a good case for winning MVP again, but I personally do hope Luka Doncic does win it because I don't really like seeing back-to-back MVPs a lot. But if he does win it, there won't be any point in getting mad because he's playing like an MVP this season. Alright, so that's gonna do it for this video. You know, as always, subscribe, leave a like, and turn that bell icon on so you'll get notified when I post a video, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!